So I'm going to be ranking every single Valorant agent, and I believe every agent is on this list. I'm going to be ranking every agent, in my opinion, personally, in my personal opinion, of what is best to use in a game. So my kind of criteria is just ranked, and if it's easier to use and gets more value, in my personal opinion, it is going to be higher on the list. Okay, so we're just going to go in alphabetical order because I think that's how it's set up. So the first one is Astra. In my opinion, Astra is really, really good. I actually really enjoy playing Astra. But I would say getting value from her utility when your teammates aren't the best is hard. And I also think she's not that great on... She's actually pretty good on most of the maps that aren't like Icebox or Breeze. I would say she's pretty good on every other map. In my personal opinion, though, I think she would just go into mid. And the reason I say that is taking advantage of her utility in most cases. I'm going to be thinking about all ranks, by the way. In most cases, is going to be really, really hard because she's a very team-oriented. But she's not too team-oriented to the point where she gets no value at all. Just because the sucks and the stuns give a lot of space, and it creates a lot of pressure on an enemy team. So I'm just going to put her in mid. And then the next one where I'm talking about too team-oriented is Breach. Personally, in my opinion, Breach is an agent where if your team sucks, then you're going to feel like you're doing jack shit. He honestly feels like he just provides zero value to the team if your team doesn't capitalize on his util properly. Just because his stun is... All of you's utility is really, really good for creating pressure and taking space, but a lot of it is very, very counterable. And if you aren't combining it with other teammates and also combining it with... You're not combining it with other teammates' utility, and then the pressure that your other teammates can cause, then it's really not going to do anything. You'll just stun a line, and they'll be stunned, but your teammates don't do anything. You'll flash. The flash is really easy to dodge, and your aftershock is pretty good, but it's the same thing as a stun, as it's very easy to just get out of the position where it'll do something. So in my opinion, he's just too team oriented to be really, really good in ranked. And even in pro play, he's solid, but even his win rate isn't that good. So it kind of just shows you where this agent is, in my opinion. Now Brim, I'm just gonna put in mid. He's good. I wouldn't say you should use him on every map. His smokes are kind of annoying, and if you're playing a team that plays really slow, and your team doesn't do anything to like take space and get information, it's like really, really hard to just get value from Brim, just because his smokes don't regenerate. Chamber, I would say, is also... I would say he's between mid and very good. He gets a lot of value from people who are mechanically gifted, because all of his utility kind of just makes it so it's easier for you to take a fight. I kind of want to just put him in mid, in my personal opinion, just because you get really, really inconsistent players on this agent. But if you're really good mechanically, he does a lot, in my opinion. Because you can kind of play anywhere. You can be really, really aggressive and take whatever fights you want, and it's really good for those players who want to like carry a team, just because of how much pressure you allow or you give from being able to play a position and then immediately disappear. Like, say for Haven on C, you can probably just put a TP, play in Cubby, and then you have the entire line. And then your teammates can do whatever the fuck they want on A and B. And then his op is really, really good. And you get an op every like 2 or 3 rounds. I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna do that for Clove. Clove, you can kind of just do whatever you want. It's kind of just a walking Reyna with smokes. Like, you can take whatever fight and then you can heal. And Yeah, and there's not, and if you die, you can still smoke. The only annoying part about her kit is that her smokes are on a 40-second cooldown now. It is the worst feeling in the world, where, and then her smokes just don't last a long time. And so when her smokes go down, you put them too early, then it kind of just feels horrible. And I remember when they just nerfed her to where her smokes were on a 45-second cooldown, and I was just smoking. I ran out of smokes. And my teams were asking for it again. I was like, I ain't got it. And there's consistently times when your teammates ask for a second for another smoke, and then you still have another 10 seconds of the smoke not being there. That's the annoying part. But in my opinion, I would still say she is the best ranked agent in the game. And I still continue to lock her. Now, Cypher is also going to be the same in ranked. In my opinion, he's a ranked carry as well. You just get a lot of information, and your ability to be able to play wherever on the map as well is really, really valuable. Chamber, I would say I'm actually going to put him down a little bit, just because you can't play everywhere on the map. But he does go back up because, I don't know. I'll think about it again. I'll think about it again. But Cypher, you can play wherever you want on the map, get a lot of information with your trips and your cams, and then take a lot of space, especially on attack, or not on attack, on defense, because you can just place your trips wherever. So you place it on Sea Haven, then you place a garage, you can walk up, you put your cam somewhere, you just get a lot of information for your teammates. If you're not playing Cypher in a way to gain information for your team, especially on Haven or any other big maps you're playing it on, like Harud, then you're playing him wrong. Then his trips, you put down a cage, they get hit by a trip, and then you can just start spraying. It's just a really, really safe character that you can be really aggressive on and just carry your team. He's really good. Deadlock, I would say, is very good. I don't play a lot of Deadlock, or I don't play against a lot of Deadlocks, but in ranked where people don't, just don't know what they're doing and they're not coordinated, this character gets a lot of value. They'll get hit by all your stuns. Her net is on a cooldown. I think it's like 35 to 45 seconds. I think it's 45 seconds. Her net is broken. It is the most annoying thing to deal with. Her wall on pistol round is super stupid because no one can break the thing. And I just think overall she's very, very good. She can easily anchor a site by herself as long as the enemy team is slightly like not knowing of what Deadlock is capable of and where her stuff is. If they don't know where her stuff is, she's going to be able to at least stall for a nice 15 seconds. It is stupid. I hate this agent so much. ISO goes into rank carry, you survive a bullet, and then you can easily take that time to be able to one-tap the enemy. He has a vulnerable that stops people from using their abilities. He's just really good. Fade, I'm gonna put in really good as well. I think I'm gonna put all these recon initiators in very good. Same with Silva. I'm just gonna put them here too. Both of these agents are very good. They're very easy to play off of. It's also very, very easy to use, in my opinion. You do not need lineups for either of these. Their utility is very, very straightforward. Fade, you kind of just dog close wherever there's information or there's a lack of information. And then you can kind of eye anywhere and get a lot of value, and you can play her on most of the maps. Silva, the only map you really can't play him on is Split, just because of the geometry of the map. Its drone is straightforward, its shocks are straightforward. You just shock where the enemy is or wherever there is like sentinel trips, and then you can dart literally anywhere and get value, as long as it's in an area where there can be people, of course. Now Gecko, I'm also going to put in very good. His utility is very easy to use. You just throw your flashes, you throw your wingman to go plant, and then you can play with your teammates. You don't really have to do anything. And just the fact that you're able to plant without, like, you know, physically doing it gives a lot of value, because you can reinforce the areas of the bomb site or like go fight with your teammates if they're taking space. It's a lot of value you may not understand from like a base point of view. Harbor, I'm low-key gonna make a new rank for Harbor. Like, he's just bad. Harbor, no good. And I feel like everybody understands this. Harbor is just not a good agent. I'm sorry. His walls slow your teammates. It's if you're not playing the agent a lot, putting down his walls in a proper manner is annoying. Then if you throw your walls in a certain way, it helps the enemy team more than you, just because you give them more space, and you're less likely to want to push through your smoke to be able to capitalize on the space that your smokes give. He's just not a great agent. His cove is okay, but it's really easy to break. There's not a lot of good redeeming factors about this agent. His ult is very good though. Oh no, it's not that. It's pretty solid. It's very okay. I'd say it's just like a worse breach ult kind of, but it gives information. I would say, but his ult, in my opinion, is its saving grace. I'm gonna put Jet mid. In my opinion, because you might say you got like a get out of jail free card with her dash, but I feel it's less like, in my opinion, it's less like versatile compared to the positioning you can have with, like, say a chamber or a Yoru or a Waylay. You kind of have to like position yourself much more like intently. Like, you have to position yourself with much more much more intent with Jet than all the other agents with a get out of jail free card. But she's still really good. Her knives are really good, her smokes are really good. She's a really self-sufficient agent. I just wouldn't say she's like very good or like a ranked carry. I'm gonna put KO into team oriented. His flashes are hard to play off of, and people don't know how to play off his flashes. And in general, it's just the same as Breach. His knife, if you do not play off it properly, like if you don't push, you don't apply the pressure that you need as well with other like utility, then it's not going to do anything. Your team's not going to push. And his ult is actually pretty good, but people just don't know how to play off any of KO's utility whatsoever most of the time. Or you just use them like a Phoenix and you just, you know, you go kill. Then I would say he's pretty solid, but you should just play Phoenix if you're gonna play it at that point. KJ, I would say, is pretty mid in my opinion. Her utility, compared to the other Sentinels and how you can play them, is just objectively worse. She's much more restricted to the positions she can play compared to the other Sentinels, and even with the ones with like a restriction to their like positioning, they can get out, and just the way they can take fights is just much better, and get information is much better. But I would say in comp, or not in comp, in pro play, she's good because of how you're playing and the mechanical skill of the players. But in my opinion, I don't think she's that good in ranked. Most people in ranked aren't that good mechanically, and they kind of pick her as a way to not play the game and to let the game play for itself, which I would say is not the best way to play KJ. But I don't know, it's just my opinion. I don't think she's that good. Neon, I think she's very good. For me, learning her is like a really weird, really weird. Oh my god, she has a really weird learning curve to her, just because she just is not a Valorant agent in my opinion. She just breaks all the laws of Valorant, and it's just a weird learning curve. But once you get her down, it's really easy to just get a lot of value from her. Her stun is good, her ult is good, her slide is really good if you use it right. The only problem is that her utility and the way you use her can be very choreographed. So it's easy to tell what she's gonna do. It's easy to kind of shoot her sometimes if they move in a certain way, especially as you increase in ranks. Omen, I'm gonna put in very good as well. His blind is broken, his smokes are really good, and you can reposition yourself really well with his TPs as long as you position yourself initially before TPing good as well, so you can escape. And then he has a good rotation device with his ult. I would say very good. Phoenix, ranked carry, my opinion, very good. Good flash, good molly, can heal himself. Very simple. Make sure to not choreograph your flashes too hard because people will just stay tucked. You should be aware of that. Just flash again, or kind of maybe dry swing it, because a lot of people will expect the flash. Phrase, I'm gonna put in very good. Her learning curve is also a bit weird, but not as bad as Neon's in my opinion. Her nade tape gets a lot of space, and people are dumb and like sitting in nades. Her nades create a lot of visual clutter for some reason, and shooting people through them, I guess for the enemy team, is just the easiest thing in the world. It might be like that for you. Boombot gives information. Her ult is broken in more ways that are bad than not, but you know, she's really good. I have nothing to say about her. Reyna, ranked carry, I'm not gonna say anything. You just get kills and then you win. I'm gonna put Sage in very good, just because of how simple she is to use. Especially in lower elo, I think Sage is really good in my opinion, just because the slows stop like pushes really hard. It's like the same with Deadlock. Like, use these two in like lower elo and you're going to absolutely destroy the attack side and like gameplay. The only bad thing is that they have no flank control, so you have to be really aware of your flanks, and that's the only bad part. So you get a heal and then a res. You just objectively have an advantage at all times typically, but especially in low elo, I'd say Sky is kind of mid. Her flashes are really easy to dodge. Her dogs give info, but the fact that you can't look around after the jump is still super annoying. I don't know if they nerfed the duration. I don't think so. But yeah, Sky gives info with her flash. Her flashes technically can be good as long as you use it through smoke, but they're really easy to dodge. I just say, like, she could push her. Using her aggressively can put you in weird spots, unlike before. But yeah, I don't know. I just think she's the middest character. I think Teo's really bad, honestly. Like, Teo would be in too team oriented before. He was broken technically for like pro players, but and like really good like high level players, but to me he's too team oriented. I think he's just bad. You won't have a lot of ways to break trips, and so you're gonna like try and dedicate your Teo stuff to breaking trips, and that's just wasting his util in my opinion. And he only has 2 to use, and they don't come back with anything from anything. But like if you give him back the regen, then he's just gonna be super annoying and broken again. I don't know, but his drone is really good. His drone is really good. His stun is very mid as fuck. It's just the most mid thing in the world, but his drone is really good. I think he's just bad though. Yoru, ranked carry, you get fast rotations. His flashes are really good as long as you position them right. His ult is broken. You get a lot of information, and you can kind of almost always get a free kill if you use a shorty or a shotgun. And then yeah, like he's just a very solid character. I'm gonna put Viper in very good, just like all the normal smokers. It's just a solid agent. I might put her actually in mid just because you should not use her on other maps that aren't Breeze or Icebox in ranked, in my opinion. If you're running double controller, I would say that you should leave that to better players, because playing double controller, it can be very team oriented, and most people are not team oriented in ranked, and it's gonna be really hard to play her. But yeah, I'm actually just gonna put her in mid because she's not as valuable on other maps, and it's gonna be really hard to win with her if you don't have like orb lineups for certain areas on the map, like on Haven or on just maps that you're using her on. If you don't, and you can't place those smokes properly, playing her is going to be so miserable, especially for your teammates. Wise, I'm going to put in very good. I would put her in ranked carry, but I just don't think she's as good as these other agents to be able to self-sufficiently carry your teammates the way they can, positioning wise, in my opinion. But like her ability to hold down a site is very good with her thorns, the most annoying thing in the world. her wall, get an isolated fight, her flash if they get walled and thorn. It's just an easy at least one pick around kind of character, and she's just very good. And that's it for me.